Alright YouTube, Big Germ's Garage here. I am going to be working on a 1987 Honda Fourtrax 250. There's the brake drum. If you notice, there's the front of the bike over there. It's kind of weird because the front of it's there and the back of it's there. If you watched my last video when I kind of talked about this, I don't know what I'm going to title it because I haven't uploaded it yet. I just made it about 5 minutes ago. So that video, it's been a while since I made videos. I apologize for that. And basically said I was going to be taking this one apart. The frame on this bike was broken. It's got a lot of junk, no good parts, a lot of parts that are no good on it. So I went ahead and cut the frame. Kind of knew where it was already broken. And I'm just getting the parts off of it that are salvageable. So we're going to go ahead and pop off the rear brake drum. Take a look on the inside and maybe see what's easy to get off so this video is not too long. So some of you aren't complaining I'm wasting your time. That's a big thing I've noticed here lately. Some of my videos get comments about how I talk too much and how I waste a lot of time. So we're going to go ahead and get started and see what's behind there. So the brake drum on this 87 Honda Fourtrax 250 has 6 bolts around it. And I've already taken off the hub. The hub had the big nut on the middle of it that I believe was a 27 millimeter. It had the pin going through it that I had to kind of take apart and bend to get it out, and then I was able to pop off that, I guess the king pin or king nut or whatever it is. It looks kind of like a crown with a 27 millimeter. Got that off. The hub came off, and this is pretty much where we are now. This was the there we go. Pop that off and got the wheel off and all that kind of stuff. So I've already loosened these up to make sure it's going to work. This is a 10 millimeter socket. I am going to be using some air. Air compressor might turn on because I got a cheap Craftsman air compressor that always seems to be running low and always cutting on in the middle of my videos. So let's go ahead and start popping these out. Like I said, there's 6 of them. And we'll see what happens when I take this off. Now, I will warn you, usually when I say it's going to be a quick video, it ends up being long because I run into a bolt or something that's stuck and won't come off. And it ends up taking me forever to figure it out. I am going to tell you, and most of you already know, that I am not a mechanic. I have a lot of experience taking stuff apart because, see, here we go. I take a lot of stuff apart. That's about what I was getting ready to say. So I'm going to stop talking until that cuts off so I can kind of focus what's going on. So, of course, that's not going to come off on my fingers. So let me get something kind of knock that off with. I'm just going to tap around the edge. See if it pops loose. So we got the next little cover here. Of course, it's all greasy and nasty. So I wasn't sure because it wasn't popping loose when I was kind of tapping on it. There's a bolt on the back side of this cover, more towards the swing arm. I was thinking maybe I was gonna have to drill that, or not drill, to unscrew it or whatever to get to it, but it ended up not needing that. Now, to be honest, and these pads, I mean, they're still usable, it looks like it, but I mean, they are worn a lot. For this video, now that I'm looking at it, I probably didn't need to take it apart. In here, I can see the ends of 4 bolts and the heads of the bolts are on the back side. So I probably could have hit those and gotten the whole thing off. But we'll look at it. Brake pads or shoes are loose. They've got this 2 springs there, holding it in place. We'll just talk about this for a minute. So I would imagine to take these apart, you pull the springs, undo the spring, and the shoe would just come right off. Same thing on the bottom, just on the other side. And they're kind of around these little tabs here. It's like a little metal tab. I'm going to go ahead and leave it like it is and see about undoing the other side. Now, I don't know. Let's go ahead and do it. We'll go ahead and pop off the other ones. I'll do it in this video and we'll see what happens. So, what's good? That's for you to see. I'm going to go ahead and put this back on the end of the axle so I don't mess up the threads. And I'm going to flip this thing over a little bit. Maybe it'd be easier for you to see. There we go. Now, let me adjust this. Back out. Oh yeah, you're able to see where I'm going. Let me make sure I got all this stuff in the way. For the parts. There we go. Alright. So I'm going to pop these. There's 2 here. There's 2 on the bottom of the shaft. I'm going to see about popping those off and see what that gets us. Probably be 17. Yeah, 17 over here. Now, if you're about to leave me a comment about how if my garage was a little bit cleaner, things would be easier, or if my tools were more organized, things would be easier, I agree with you. I get that a lot in my comments as well, about how having a messy garage and stuff doesn't make it easy to work on stuff, and I agree with you. As of like right now, I'm looking for stuff. But I haven't been out here but a couple times this summer just to kind of mess around. Mainly just to get the lawnmower out each week, and that's about it. So, it's a mess. Let's see. I don't know. It might not work as easy. Stuff's going to be in the way. It's kind of hoping to get some power on it. Where can I say that? Nice. Straight out of my hands. Alright. It's kind of hard to get to because the differential's in the way. Alright, pop that one off. It went somewhere, drop down low. Whoa. Shit. Keep falling everywhere. Alright, got that one off. Now, let's see if I can get the ones on the bottom. Let's see if you can see where I am. So I'm going down below the axle. too easy. Oh, please. Yep. Fit right on. Alright, so let's go back to the other side and see if it slides off. Now, just my luck, it's not going to slide off, but let's see. Fingers crossed, right? And alright, so here we are. Of course not. Let me get a pry bar. I just used it. Oh, come on. Yep, there we go. If I would a little more organized, I'd have my stuff that I needed. Nope, it's not coming loose. It's this whole thing. I don't know what is. I'm not sure what's holding it. The 4 bolts are out and there's nothing else really hooked. So this whole thing should come off. Which is actually moving a little bit. Let me see if I can put this down. Nope. I think it's just on really, really tight. Yeah. Now, before, I guess it's a common theme tonight, before you leave a comment about how I'm using a hammer on metal and I'm damaging it and all that kind of stuff, I'm not a mechanic. I'm not fixing this four-wheeler. Obviously, it's already cut. I'm making this video for you so you can see what all is involved in pulling this rear brake drum off. When I get it off, if it's sellable and someone wants to buy it on eBay and I'll tell them all about it, they're welcome to buy it. If it's damaged, I'll throw it away. I'll scrap it. So when I make videos of me using a hammer on a motor or something, and it's like people leave comments about how I'm damaging the motor and how I'm a butcher when I work on stuff, most of the stuff is junk. The good parts I'm gonna sell, usually I take care of, but if it's junk stuff, I'm not too worried about it. Me using a hammer on it to speed up the process, I don't see a problem with it. For the most part, I'm showing you what it took to get this cover off and what to get this off. Now, if you watch this video and you see me banging on stuff with a hammer, it might not be the best way to do it. So, and usually I tell you I'm not a mechanic, I'm just taking it apart so you can see it, see what all is involved. You know, most likely if you haven't worked on brakes before, you didn't know what was behind the cover. To be honest, I didn't know what was behind the cover either. I mean, I had an idea, but I didn't know exactly what bolts were going to be in the way. And if I bought this four-wheeler for $100, which I did, I'm taking the parts apart to sell or scrap the metal or whatever I'm going to do with it. Me messing something up, not knowing how it works and what all is involved, it's not a big deal to me. When I take the motor apart, I'll probably make a video of it. I'll probably have people tell me that I don't know what I'm doing, I'm wasting good parts, or that motor will never run again. Well, the chances are it's not going to run again because I'm going to take it apart and sell the parts individually anyway. So, anyway, if you can't tell, I've mentioned a lot of comments tonight, and it's probably because I keep getting a lot of comments on some of my videos, which whatever, I got a lot of videos and a lot of comments and stuff, but some of the comments kind of get on my nerves, but I guess that's what YouTube's about. Mainly the ones just complaining about the wasting time, and this video is a waste of time. And there's one in particular. It was a Honda Rancher when I was talking about the electrical system, and it was an after the fact video of what I'd already done fixing a problem. I fixed my problem. I found out a lot about all the different electrical components, and at the end it wasn't even electrical components. It was missing some gears in the motor, which hell, I don't know why it was missing the gears in the first place. But every comment on that video for the most part talks about how I wasted their time, 10 minutes of wasting their time. Well, in the video I went through every single component on the four-wheeler that dealt with the electric shift. So people that watched that video should have gotten something out of it, of what the different components were, where they were, and what components were involved in it. If that wasn't enough information, sorry I didn't fix your problem. I fixed my problem, but whatever. So alright, so we took those 4 bolts off, got it loose, and this thing should come off. Now I do have, of course, the brake line. Brake line's kind of holding it up. So I work the brake line through. It's just some kind of a hanger on the swing arm, just so I can get this out far enough. And actually, there we go. So the whole brake drum is off. That hose, it's just a hose that was stuck on it. It's not an actual brake line. But there we go. Back of the brake drum, dirty. I'll probably blow some of that off, and then see what I can do with it. Now this axle, while I was pulling that out, the axle came loose. So probably the other side just has the nut on it. I'm guessing I could probably pull the nut off and pull the whole axle out. But actually, I don't know if I can go. It might have to come out this side. So pop the nut off. The whole thing comes on through. So now the other side, all I'd done was take the hub off. Man, look how nasty that thing looks. So the same thing, I took that nut off at the end, got the hub and wheel off. And that's pretty much all I'd done over there. So, and it had to come through the side opposite of the differential, the side where the brake drum was. So the axle, that's nasty, but I think it's still in pretty good shape. Or I'll look at it more and see. Now, I'm going to go ahead and stop the video because some of you are probably upset because I'm talking too much, taking too long. But you know what, this is my channel. What I'm going to do next is we're going to get this, well, here we go. So earlier, before I actually started making the videos, I popped the 4 bolts off of the shaft cover there. That's why this thing came loose now. What is that? Of course, someone's biting me. Alright, so this is probably why so, well, I'm guessing when the person told me that the shaft was messed up, this is the problem right here. So this is why I can almost pull this thing out. I can see ball bearings and everything else. Give me a second. I don't think it's supposed to do all this. I bet you that's disappointing. Well, one good thing is I had somebody that was going to buy this. They ended up wanting it for 75 bucks, the whole bike and whole four-wheeler. I mean, it was a junk four-wheeler, and I was telling them this was good because I thought the person I bought it from told me that the shaft was messed up, the drive shaft. But this is it right here. Let's zoom in. Now, I don't think that's supposed to come out like that. It's all crooked, and hard for me to see exactly what. Yeah. All right, let me just. Yeah, where are we at? All right, so down in here you can see where I guess ball bearings are supposed to be. There's some on that side over here, you can see, but this whole thing just flops around. It goes back in there, and looks like this almost looks like this piece just came out of it. This piece almost looks like it should hold some sort of ball bearings in place because of the shape of it. That's messed up. So this whole thing is on it. Alright, so you were here and you got to see exactly some issues that I have sometimes. Something you think is going to be a sure win or sure profit when you're trying to make money off something, especially junk stuff, doesn't work out the way you thought. Paid $100 for the bike. Differential was probably one of the most expensive parts on it, and differential's no good. So what I'm going to do is I'll probably go ahead and stop for tonight, and I'm going to go do a little bit of research and find out exactly what the differential is worth if it's bad. Just like the housing, not really, I mean, it's not going to be any good. If it's not worth much, I'll probably just go ahead and scrap that and focus on the motor. But one good thing is, like I said, I had somebody that was interested in it. They kept asking me about the differential. I told them that it was supposed to be good because the person that I bought it from said that the shaft was broken. And I guess they didn't tell me the right story because the shaft seems to be fine. But thanks for watching Big Drum's Garage, and just like usual, my short videos turn into long videos, and at least you got to see a couple things. I pulled the brake drum off, got to look at that, and then we saw where the differential on this 250 Fourtrax is no good. Thanks for watching Big Drum's Garage. If you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Take it easy.